Hello and greetings, everybody. Again, Danielle and I are back for week 4 of Rest Assured series. We started out with the Sabbath. We talked about rest for your heart, rest for your soul. And now we're going to talk about rest for your mind, where we talked about the 5 responses that God wants for us to hear from him. As I see you, I hear you, I understand you. I'm glad to be with you, and I am doing something for you. I'm working in your life. And today we're talking about rest for our mind when God says, I'm glad to be with you, because he really wants to have us to be able to receive that rest from all the noise in our life. Last week we talked about the voices of condemnation. This is just the noises in life that distract us. And they can be any noise. We're not talking a physical noise, but just a noise of distraction, right?
Yeah.
The army of distractions that's going to keep you away from Jesus and God, where Satan just loves that. He will use anything in your life to say, okay, you don't need God on this.
Right.
And it can be in a one moment situation where he's trying to keep you away from God, or maybe you're trying to dig deeper and have a longer, deeper relationship with Jesus, and he's just keeping you away from that. So whatever your noise sounds like, God says, I am glad to be with you, even though you have those distractions and you might feel like you're not paying attention to me. He's always paying attention to us.
Yeah.
So can you speak into what that means for you? Like, I'm glad to be with you.
Yeah, I think that this piece has been huge for me personally. Probably one of the biggest pieces, because in the distractions of all of the noise, where I have not had rest for my mind, whether it's anxieties that I'm experiencing or just like chronic busyness, like I feel like I always have to be doing something, because then it'll matter.
Sure.
I'm sure you guys that are listening now, you can think of at least 5 things that are distracting you in life from having a deeper relationship with Jesus, myself included. And it's so, he's glad to be with me even in all of those things. And that in turn helps me be glad to be with myself.
Exactly. Know God, know yourself, know your neighbor.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And it's, fighting through those anxieties of those voices in our head, those, voices of condemnation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of those pieces that no matter what we're experiencing, he's glad to be with us.
Yeah.
And he's going to put people in our life that are glad to be with us too, so that we know who he is and know who we ourselves are and know those other people too.
Yeah, and when we write those things down, I'm going to repeat myself from the last time too, but when we write those things down, we get them from our brain onto paper.
Yeah.
And then we can read them, and it's good to read them silently to yourself, but then to read them out loud to a trusted person again, so that they can help you recognize some of those noises that might be keeping you from a relationship with Jesus, how he created you to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be with you. We talk about it all the time around here. It's not the joy of happiness. It's the joy that knowing no matter what we're walking through, no matter what kind of distraction is keeping us away from God, he's always running after us, and he's always going to be glad to be with us. That was crucial for me in my own journaling, for him to keep repeating that to me as I'm writing I'm sorry, this distracted me, this, my TV, my book, my family, whatever it might be. He says, I'm still glad to be with you, and I will be with you next time as well. So if you're wondering where we're getting all of these tools, or what we're speaking to, it's a book called The Joyful Journey. It's on our resource wall, and everything that we're talking about and even more, it's such a good read, will help you internalize and practice these tools and turn your journaling into a one-way conversation, into a two-way conversation of knowing God, knowing yourself, and then when you share it with others, knowing your neighbor. So if you have any questions as you're going through this, or you want to even know more, contact us. We would love to share more stuff with you. So thanks for being with us today. We have one more week that we get to speak into your life about joyful journaling and the manual lifestyle. So take care.